Good afternoon, granddaughters, grandsons, daughters, sons, and those of you who are in between the binary. What do you call them? Granddays? Grandday thems? How are you? I just swung in because I saw something on Forbes that took me down. And I'm going to find it. I'm going to re-find it. And I'm going to read it. Now, you were wrong for cutting me off like that. You were wrong. All right. This article, I'm reading verbatim. Follow me. 3 months later, Nicki Minaj is still chasing the success of Chun-Li, which, was it all that successful? Somebody call me and let me know. Because where I am, where I'm standing, it was like cute for the moment, but then it was like, Anyway, her proper follow-up single, the Ariana Grande assisted Bed, stalled at number 43 on the Hot 100, despite a sultry vocal hook and tropical dance beat that seemed destined to dominate airwaves. Now, I haven't listened to Bed or seen the video because I don't even plan to watch the video, honey. I barely watch those videos at this point in time, because I don't really, unless I feel like the visual is going to make me understand and like the song better, I don't go and watch the girls' videos. But I haven't heard Bed because I plan to listen to that all within the album. When people put out a bunch of singles, I usually listen to like one of the singles or whatever, but then I'm like, okay, let me listen to everything else in the context of the album so I can understand, so I can really know if I like it for real. Now, what has happened here? I lost my page. Okay. So that truck was riding my butt for literally 3 miles. I was somebody in the back of the truck. Like, that's illegal. So not only were you tailgating, which is illegal, but you got somebody in your cab. Anyway, let me make sure I don't run over nothing now. Minaj reciprocated the favor by sleepwalking through Grande's The Light Is Coming, which I didn't even know that they had put that out. That's a thing. The last thing I heard from Grande is God Is a Woman, and I haven't heard it, but I heard it came out. Because again, I'm going to probably listen to it in the context of the album. I've never listened to a full Ariana Grande album, and I love her vocals. I do. Maybe I'll give her a shot this time. A curious electro pop number. I love how it says curious. Like, we don't know what this is, but whatever. Now, mind you, this is Forbes.com. This is not Billboard. This is not, Hype, Vibe magazine, or none of that. This is Forbes. A curious electro pop number that reached number 95 on the Hot 100. Now, a lot of people may be saying, well, at least it's on the Hot 100, but for artists like Nicki Minaj and Ariana Grande, that's not good. 95 is not good. It's not good. Because we got the girls on Love and Hip Hop talking about my first single charted at 26, and surely it's on the, the hip hop and R&B charts. But still, let me finish this right quick. But neither of these unremarkable tracks could prepare listeners for Minaj's latest move, Fifi, her abominable collaboration with 22-year-old Brooklyn rapper 6ix9ine, which, first of all, several things. Didn't know that happened. And second of all, why? Why did it happen? And thirdly, the boy's only 22. He's a child. That's why these things are going on. He's a child. These are children. These are children that y'all are putting in, well, everybody, they and y'all are putting in these adult situations. A 22-year-old should not have jewelry, not fine jewelry. Anyway, the most only impressive part of Fifi is that the typically high-octane 6ix9ine manages to go 3 minutes without shouting incomprehensibly, instead delivering the marble-mouth raps and limply sung refrain over a paint-by-numbers trap beat. This is Forbes.com. Forbes. Now, I've never heard a 6ix9ine song in my life. I heard somebody impersonating 6ix9ine, so I think I know what he sounds like, but I've never heard him rap. He cedes the second half of the song to Minaj, who fills the space with pedestrian bars and inanities, such as colorful hair, don't care. The video fares even worse. They put out a video. Why? As both rappers nauseatingly share an ice cream cone and parade through a landscape of day-glow vomit that equally recalls Super Mario 64 and Willy Wonka. The only possible, because I'm not done, Forbes is not done. The only possible explanation for the existence of Fifi is that Minaj, now 35, made a shameless attempt to stay relevant. Based on early numbers, it seems to be working. The song sits at number 2 on Spotify's United States Top 50 charts and is expected to debut in the top 100 of the top 10 of the Hot 100. The video has accumulated more than 30 million views since Sunday, But it's embarrassing and revolting to watch Minaj squander her talents alongside a one-note rapper who pled guilty to the use of a child in sexual performance, which, at what point will y'all start acknowledging that something is wrong with at least the older of the two Mirage children? We're not going to pretend like Jelani is the only one that's got something going on. We're not going to do that because, no, it's a whole nother conversation. I'll call y'all back for that. Let's see. The Minaj gallivanting alongside a life-size Skittle with face tattoos in the Fifi video is a far cry from the Minaj who tweeted in 2012 that people who abuse children should be stoned to death in public. Now, mind you, she said that in 2012. In 2014, she came out with Looking Ass Niggas, where she said, I believe it was in the first verse, I'm raping you niggas. So obviously there's something wrong. Obviously, Minaj did a decent job masking that she had something wrong with her for about 10 years, but now, you know, the things are coming out. Proceeding. This isn't Minaj's first hypocritical act during her Queen rollout. She, perhaps inadvertently, slammed sex workers in an Elle profile last month, despite blatantly selling sex appeal in her own music and imagery. And she doubled down on her statements after cities called her out on Twitter. The New York Times reported earlier this month that Minaj personally attacked culture writer and professional fan Wanna Thompson, Wanna Thompson, as she tweeted a mostly benign criticism of the rapper. Now, y'all remember both of these instances. If you don't, let me refresh you. Last month, Nicki Minaj did an Elle article where she was saying, I hope my music isn't influencing young people to sell their bodies for money. And then literally at the same time, her song was released saying, if you effing broke niggas, we tellin'. If you know your vagina's worth a Benz truck, and all of this. And it's like, but sis. And then directly after that, she got a woman fired. And I guess that's Wanna Thompson. Got her fired for basically all she said was at 35 years old, or she said no, close to 40, pushing 40, Nicki Minaj should be giving us different music. And that's how most of us who are not, 14 to 20-year-old homosexual boys, that's how most of us feel. Now, mind you, I was a 14 to 20-year-old homosexual boy at one time who lived for Nicki Minaj. There was a time in my life where I was. And Nicki does give me, every now and then she gives me a verse where I'm like, okay, go off. The song she did with A$AP Ferg and all of that. But I am old enough and grown enough and mature enough to say that Nicki Minaj should be giving us something different. She should be. Anyway, let me see what she subsequently emboldened her superfans or stans to harass Thompson incessantly and has made no public effort to quell the hate. The same artist who tearfully told Zane Lowe that Cardi B really, really, really hurt her feelings by not thanking her for her motorsport feature. Which, why would Cardi B thank you for a Migos feature? Went out of her way to mock and insult a stranger on the internet for mildly critiquing her work. Minaj likes to tout feminist ideals and play the victim when it fits her narrative, but she resorts to petty bullying tactics upon receiving the slightest criticism. Forbes.com got her together. Forbes, the money magazine. The magazine I've never been subscribed to because, girl, I'm not going to see me or nobody. Well, growing up, I wasn't going to see me or nobody like me in it. Now, everybody on Diddy and Beyonce and Jay-Z have made it and all of that. But when I was younger, it was like, girl, give me Jet magazine, honey, so I can see what the children are doing. So I can see what Carrie Hilson had on this week. Well, what she do with her blonde bang this week. But Forbes, I never asked my mama, can we subscribe to that? Never. I had 17 magazine. I had Teen Cosmos, because we couldn't have the grown-up Cosmopolitan, because listen, they was doing too much in that magazine. It was too grown. But yeah, Forbes I never had because it was just too rich for my blood. And the Forbes that was too rich for my blood has literally annihilated and dragged Nicki Minaj by the hem of her garment. And her garment being a lace front wig. not her pant leg. The hem of her lace front wig. I'm shook. I know Minaj probably is shook as well. I know Beyonce is sitting over there reading it like, ooh, girl. Woo child. The ghetto. Girl, I'm not even going to give my opinions, my thoughts and feelings more than I already have. Because I got some cinnamon rolls over here in this car I need to take to the fridge because it's hot. But I can't believe. Who are you? Why are you blowing, girl? Settle down. Anyway, I'm going to go on in the house, but I just had to relay that message to y'all because it snatched me. And I'm not Nicki Minaj. So I said, let me go tell the girls. Let me get over here and tell the folks what's going on. Anyway, that's that. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And y'all tell me how y'all feel about that drag. Let me know how you feel about the drag. And if you have anything to add. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.